selection of statements, a new tab arrays is appearing here. When your cursor keeps on arrays, it shows extra substituted deviated item analysis and statements with approvals is possible in this tab. When you click the arrays, the window opens like this. Primarily, it is having a first check button as show all items. When you click the show all items, all the items in the work order is displayed for giving rate analysis for all the items, which will be in turn useful for material requirement. Man and material requirement can be obtained for the entire work. When you uncheck the show all items by clicking this, the items will be the items will be sorted only for the quantity exceeded and extra substitute items. Wherever it is crossed, the work order quantities only will be displayed in the list. Select the item from the drop down menu. Then the item clear in jungle with APL BP. This is the below plinth level. This is to be defined for all the items to calculate properly. If any item is not given at the entry of report, it will show the list of missing items APL BPL. Approved rates. All approved rates are to be given manually in master. Here we cannot edit. It is only to know the previously approved things. And this is an approved amount which is to be given manually by the user whenever an approval is finalized. Then this is approving authority. Currently this item is identified under engineer SD powers. So the powers can be changed whenever required. This is for engineer SE, SD, SF, SG, Head, Director. And the powers can be defined through options menu, will be shown later. And this is to clear the approval. If you click, it will clear the approval. And if you click this, it will be assigned to SD. If it exceeds, it will show a message by clearing the approval by S dash. Then this is the work order quantity, unit, work order rate. And this is the till date quantity bill date. And this is the anticipated quantity over and above the till date quantity. This also can be given to get the known quantity, anticipated quantities approvals at a single stage. And this is the market rate after adding rate analysis. The rate derived is, here it is derived to 56 rupees for the rate analysis for 10 square meters. So it will be calculated to per square meter unit basis and the rate will be shown here. It cannot be edited here. If any different rate is to be approved, that is to be given as approved rate in the master. So the master manually that will come here. Whenever that comes, this rate will not carry for any calculations or printout. And then this is the link RAS code. Here all SOR items are listed here. We can select the relevant item code and by clicking this, the analysis from this standard code will carry forward here. For this item, this is already done. I will show you a separate item. Then for a separate item, adding linking the rate analysis. And then this is a note. This is to enter a specific note or a subcalculation or a rate analysis of quantity calculation for this 10, how the 10 has come. If you want to give, you can give here. For every item, it can be given wherever required. So any calculation, any noting, how the quantity has come, the basic details like CPWD we can give here. And then coming to the standard rate analysis, that is SOR. So here in this tab you have to give the specification for this item. Already this item specification, once if it is given in the master, that will display here and it is editable and it is searchable. Here whatever we type, it will be searchable. Jungle JU if you type here, and it will be JNGLE jungle. What happened? It's not coming. Okay. So this is only search is currently made only for materials because specification we can read very short. It is available for labor, sundries, and maybe taxes, and taxes are not required. And this is history. He can give the remarks or history of the item, extra substitute items here. Now when coming to the specification, When the item is a substitute item, if you select an AS01, if a substitute item against a work order item, it shows the substituted item against work order item, which item to be considered substituted in the substituted statement, A3 statement, which statement, standard statement. It takes the specification and details of work order from this item and derives based on the rate analysis and shows the standard statement. Okay, and this is the material tab. Here there are two details. One is standard rate detail and the other one is revised rate detail. Revised rate details are available only after adding the rate analysis for some items. Whenever you add some material or labor, those things, the material will be listed under this tab and labor will be displayed under this tab. So if you want to add a standard rate, you have to click this by selecting this and double clicking this, it will add the material there. If it is already available, it will not add. If it is not there, it will add. So I want blacksmith here. It's not adding. So material is added here. Now labor, go to labor. Labor is standard. Add this double click. So this is adding here. Similarly, sundries. Double click here, added. Then the taxes. Tax also by double clicking it will add there. So it is added here. But any standard, if you want to correct, this is the edit button. Edit a material, labor or sundries. By clicking this, now it becomes editable. You can add any specification correction here. If you want to add, it is to be double clicked, but double click will not work here. So we have to lock again this by clicking this. So it will get locked and this can be added here now. Okay, this is added here. So like this, the same thing will apply for labor, sundries and taxes. Then coming to material, any new code is to be added. Material code is to be typed in this. And then by clicking this add button, it adds new material to the standard rates. And this is for civil items and this is for PH items. When you click this, the list will change to PH items. When you click this, the list will change to civil items. Then this is a particular item to delete from the standard list. This is a delete button. And all these buttons are available for labor and sundries, taxes also. And here in particular taxes, there are check boxes, a selection. If the checkbox is ticked, all the ticked items, whenever you add a link to S4 items, it will carry these tick marked checked things automatically for each item. And there will not be any duplicate of taxes or sundries or labor or material. Only once it will add. So if you want to club something, the quantity is to be clubbed and given. Suppose 2 times Beldar is to be added. Instead of that, 1 time adding Beldar with the clubbed quantity coefficient to be added here. Similarly, any rate correction. Rate cannot be corrected here. However, rate can be corrected here, material rate. You have to correct in the revised rates. When you click revised rates, rates can be edited here. Instead of this thing, 200 rupees if you put, the 200 rupees automatically it will come when you when you select the item. Similarly, labor also you can see this standard is there, revised rate. Go top, and this is Beldar. You can just have 315 rupees. Once you click your Beldar, this rate will get changed. Please watch it. So now it is changed. So like that it will change. It will calculate all the details, and the detail calculated will be checked with the rate analysis quantity, and the unit rate will be carried to here. And the same is used for all calculation of approvals and the statements of extra substituted deviated items, and all the coefficients of quantities of each labor, material, sundries and all will be considered for the material and labor requirements through which, and this will be shown separately in the outputs when we deal outputs. Similar to the note for rate analysis, each individual item under the same rate analysis, if any subcalculation is there or a note is there, that can be given here, a specific note, specific note or some calculation or any detail can be given here, which will be seen in this. And now this is a statement number. This is cannot be edited. By clicking next statement, it creates only simply the next number. It doesn't do any updation of previous amounts or rates. Rates and amounts have to be done manually currently. And then coming to the report, when we click this report, it generates the complete statement. Limit exceeds, please approve again. So now it says that limit is exceeded, A is 0 limit. Okay. And this is, please update approval for items listed below to calculate properly. This is the approval. So A002A approval is not given. So approval is to be given. And this is please define APL or BPL. Above plinth level, below plinth level is not defined for a particular item. 1C. So it will show the list of items wherever it is not there. And these are all already approval required where the amounts are, quantities are crossed the work order limits. And this is the statement. So it generates with the covering letter with extra item amount, the substitute item amount, deviated items, and total amount. And engineer in charge can sign and send it. The balance blank paper can be used for the subsequent approvals from the competent authority. Next it generates is for, this is for a checklist, a standard checklist for extra, substitute and deviated items with all the contract relevant details with the approval status also here in a nutshell. How much powers are there and how much totally approved and already approved how much and now to be approved how much. This is because of that A002A will go to 2A and will redefine 2A and again will come to the statements so that the approval will come properly. When the messages come, we have to check the item, the particular item where it is exceeded. Now A002A. So type B and then A, it goes to A002A. Now the approval is not there here. That's why this will currently put to director. Then if you go to the reports again, it calculates. It shows A001 for approval status. So then once approval 1 also some problem is there, I think. Then coming here, if you see all are within the limits. 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 48 lakhs, and balance all gone to the next higher other two doesn't have any limit on the approval. Then this going to the next statement. And this will show the list of labor and materials where the we can give the reference of inquiry from which agency we have given, what is his phone number, how much rate was told, what is the rebate, all these details can be given here. Then going to the analysis. When you go to the analysis, the first item, we have given some calculation for the derivation of RA 10 square meters that will display here. And the labor individual coefficient also, whatever sub calculation we mentioned there, that comes here. And all these things will be calculated. And any tax to be applied on the previous all to be clubbed like this. WCST, CWWST, all 5%, 1% and 6% are clubbed here. Any different percentage to be summed up and applied here. So it calculates and carry forwards this to the approval. Then like this other items. This is next item. Then this is next item. Then a substitute item. Then next substitute item, extra item 2. One is already approved, that's why it is not showing here. And then it shows the deviated item list, which is to be communicated to the contractor. Already approved and communicated will not show here. Only currently to be approved only it will show here. Then this is deviated items. Next, any substitute item approval to be communicated. Then extra item communication. Then it is to be closed and it opens anyway in another statement. This is in A3 for landscape. This is for additional quantity of deviated items anything approved. Already previously rate is approved and now some quantity increase is there, that will come here. All the items will be listed here. Then similarly, substitute items, additional quantities and extra items, additional quantity approval will be shown separately. And then after closing this, A3 landscape will be generated for knowing the other statements like substitute item statement and deviated item statement for all deviations beyond work order, including beyond deviation limit with market rate analysis complete statement. It shows like this. This is the substitute item statement. This is in the standard format. So it shows the work order item and work order quantity, unit and rate after rebates and amounts. And then it goes to the executed item, different item with quantity, different unit and rates. And the excess savings amounts against work order items. This is the standard format. Next statement goes to deviation items. Deviation items in the standard format, item description, above in the level, work order details till date, including anticipated quantity. Then the deviation limit, excess beyond deviation, excess that work order rate at rebates, part rebates, deviation item rate, market rates, and amount of deviation limit already approved. Then now to be approved, all will come with a complete statement and page totals. Complete. After that, lastly, it has the approval status. Each engineer wise, item wise, it comes like this. All the deviated items which are all beyond work order quantity exceeded under the each engineer power already approved, now to be approved, and this is the limit under which he can approve. And this complete statement after deviations, extra item, whatever deviation, total deviation, and this all under deviation, how much it is approved, now how much approved. So, and extra item totals, extra item how much approved, substitute item how much approved, all together what is the approval of each powers of engineers, and the complete approval status, how much 6.33 crore is approved here. So this is a complete package, and then whatever analysis is included, which can be used for material and labor requirement. By clicking this RQMT button, we will know the complete requirement of labor, how much is required for the entire work. For the full requirement of the work order quantity, up to build quantity, how much is required, what is the rate, and how much will be the cost of entire work on till date, how much is over. All this analysis can be known. And for the same thing for material, what material, how much is required for the entire work as per work order quantities and as per till date build quantities, and corresponding values and the sundries. Okay. Then coming to the one item we'll add separately to know that. So for AA, there is nothing. This is the excavation over areas. Go to excavation over areas. This is excavation over areas 5A, and then click the add button. This add button will bring the relevant labor, whatever analysis there in that, including the taxes, whatever ticked will come, and the calculation will be carried automatically. So this item, if you see, this will be going and joining there automatically. Then any coefficient individual that inquiry in the revised rates, inquiry subdetails to be given here by clicking this, or labor subdetail inquiry detail can be given here. So all these things will come there, and this is a very useful for generating extra substitute deviated item statements and these things. Thank you. To delete the analysis any item, select that particular item, then click the delete button. This will delete the particular. If you want to delete all, anywhere you can click and then start deleting, or particular thing can be clicked and delete. Then I told that options how to give. This is the option menu. Here the powers are to be defined here, and for new powers, if you click this, new powers will come. Suppose here 0 is there and here also 0 is there, and if you click the new powers, it will update with the current powers. And the below plinth level 50% or whatever percentage as per the department guidelines, it is to be given here below plinth level, and for above plinth level the percentage is to be given here. Suppose 25% means 25.00 to be entered here. Then close this. Close this. Select master in button. I'm clicking the master button, and then the item, if it is work order item, select the work order item, and the rate, deviated item rate after approval, it is to be entered manually here. If it is an extra item, select the extra item, yes, 01 or whatever it is, and the approved rate is to be given as work order rate here to get these things to be considered in the billing. Similarly for substitute item also in the same way, EIS01, that is also to be given here. If it is over, this can be completed. Close the button. After clicking bill view, the report will open like this, and navigating to the subsequent pages, this is a memo of payment. All the deviation item, including deviation up to deviation limit and beyond deviation limit at market rate, all the items are carried over to the abstract memo of payment like this, and it will be calculated as per standards. Then the summary will be looking like this, all work order items, and then this is extra items, then this is deviated item up to deviation limit with each part wise with any part rebates. Then this goes to the deviated items beyond deviation limit. The summary will show the deviated items separately from the work order scope. And if you go to the items, work order items will be restricted to the work order quantity, 18,225 BPL 50%. So now the currently work order is restricted up to work order quantity and it is billed. Then if we see all this, after going to all items of all parts, then the deviation limit, it shows, it starts in a separate statement. This is the extra item. Then abstract of excess quantity beyond work order and up to deviation limit. Up to deviation limit at work order rate only, but it is to be separately shown to identify the deviation amount totally approved. So this is to be shown separately. The restricted quantity is this much, that is up to deviation limit, and this is the work order quantity. The difference is this much, and the rate at work order gives the amounts of all the deviated items up to deviation limit in a separate statement. Then all part wise it gives. Then going to the next subsequent abstract portion, this is abstract of excess quantity beyond deviation limit. Wherever the quantity, total rate quantity is this much and the quantity restricted is this much, and the balance quantity at market rate, whatever market rate is derived in the RAS extra substitute deviated item statements, that will come into the billing. After entering manually in the master, this will be released, and this subsequently it will be carried to the summary and summary to the memo of payment. This is total of all parts carried out to